Hello everyone, welcome to mvpvishwakosha. Today we are discussing 19th August 2025 current affairs. In that first point, that is about Prime Minister Narendra Modi recently chaired a high-level meeting of the Economic Advisory Council to review the impact of Trump era, that is tariff on Indian export. In this, mainly the meeting is focused on some of that trade strategies and that ongoing global tariff dispute, and also especially with the US. And also the main goal is to formulate a roadmap to mitigate the impact of these policies that that is protectionist measures and safeguard Indian economic interest and all. Okay. Some of this because due to this Trump era tariff, okay, and also refer to the increased import duties that is imposed by the US during Donald Trump's presidency, and also the these tariffs targeted a range of goods including steel, aluminium, electronics, textiles, and also auto parts and agriculture products, and there is a primarily from China, but also affected India and other nations. Okay, so under this section 232 of the US Trade Expansion Act, Trump imposed a tariff citing national security concerns. Okay, that is 25% tariff on steel, 10% on tariff on aluminium, and withdrawal of generalized system on preference benefits for India in the 2009, and his tenure during that presidency tenure 2017-21, 2017 to 2021. Okay, that time. But due to this that recent meeting that is chaired by main agenda is to review the economic impact of remaining US tariffs and strategize the revising India's export competitiveness, and also discuss alternatives like bilateral trade negotiations or engaging through WTO mechanisms. And also some of the outcomes that is possible revival of talks for reinstating GSP benefits, and also explore new trade agreements or mini deals, and also focus on self-reliance on the diversification of export markets, and also push for FTA negotiations with other regions like European Union, UK, and EFTA and all. Okay. So the due to this that is main that import duties imposed by US and also citing national security. So in this all this international relation, Indian economy, all that perspective very important. Okay. Next point that is about a recent that is news that is mountaineer from that is Arunachal Pradesh that kabakyano successfully summiting Mount Albrus. Okay, that kabakyano, a mountaineer from Arunachal Pradesh, that achievement successfully summited Mount Elbrus, the highest peak in the Europe and Russia. So she reached the summit on that is 16th August 2025. Okay, so it is the it's a key milestone in our 7 summit challenge, aiming to climb the tallest peak on each continent, and also tribute that Governor of Arunachal Pradesh, KT Paranaik, congratulated her, praising her spirit of Arunachal and describing her as an inspiration for young girls. Okay, and also that Mount Elbrus, that geography perspective, it is important. It is located in Europe and Russia's highest peak and dominant star volcano in the Caucasus Mountains. Okay, altitude is around 5,642 meter. Okay, on that 7 summit challenge, that mountaineering achievement of ascending the highest peaks on each continent, and also some of notable figures: Purna Malawat, youth achiever who summited Elbrus in 2017, and also Reena Bhatti, okay, scaled both west and east summit. Okay. So all this international relation, all that important representation and role model, sports diplomacy, cultural impact, and all very important. Okay. Next news that is about recent news about Karnataka's Shakti scheme in the context of the state's that is Golden Book of Record. That is that is Golden Book of Record, that Shakti scheme record setting milestones suggest why such recognition that in that Shakti scheme completed 2 years since launching in June 11, 2023. Over 474.82 crore free bus trips by women were recorded, with a total ticket value crossing rupees 11,994 crore. And also by mid-July 2025, the scheme crossed 500 crore rides mark. Ticket value stood at rupees 12,669 crore. Also, in a broader context, the Karnataka government has invested rupees 89,428 crore over 2 years in its flagship and 5 guarantee schemes, with Shakti accounting for 458 crore trips and also costing about rupees 8,815 crore. Okay, that is about Karnataka's Shakti scheme. Okay, that is free bus travel for women, including girl student and transgender beneficiaries on government-run on-premium buses with that Karnataka. Okay, the scheme that part of Congress government's 5 guarantee scheme. Okay, in that governance, social justice, economy policy, all that very important. That is about the Karnataka Shakti scheme. Okay, next news that is about India's army initiative, that is Operation Sadbhavan inauguration of the Arogyam Health and Wellness Center in Tawang. Okay, that is the Indian Army inaugurated that Arogyam Health and Wellness Center at Dahajong Kibungu Haidal in the Jahang subdivision of Tawang district. Okay, that is Arunachala Pradesh, and under the Operation Sadbhavana. It aims to serve villages and tourist traverse high altitude regions like that is Tingbu, Mago, Jitang and Lugantang. Okay. That Tawang Deputy Commissioner Namangal Ango officially inaugurated the center with the key dignitaries including local administrator, army officials and community leaders in attendance, and also equipped with the basic life-saving medical facility. The center will provide immediate health support, especially beneficial for dealing with altitude sickness in remote high altitude zones. And also officials highlighted the importance of local community ownership in running the center and a cafeteria established alongside, benefiting both resident and growing tourist traffic. Okay. Some of the overview, that is Operation Sadbhavan actually launched in 1998. Okay. That is translated to goodwill. Okay, Sadbhavan is the Indian Army's flagship outreach program in regions like Jammu Kashmir, Ladakh and northeastern border areas, aimed at building goodwill, enhancing civil-military relations and supporting development. Okay, under this some initiative, that is operation include establishment of army goodwill schools, infrastructure development projects, education tours and national integration tours, medical camps and healthcare service, women empowerment and livelihood training and community development and all. And also in Ladakh alone, Operation Sadbhavan invested rupees 8.82 crore in financial year 2022-23 for initiative ranging from education to health and environment, and also overreaching goal Jawar Awam Aman Hai Mukam, okay, symbolizing peace as the shared destination for both soldiers and people. Okay, that is about Operation Sadbhavan. Okay. Next news that is about recent that is President Putin calling Prime Minister Modi to brief him about his meeting with US President. Okay, so Russian President Vladimir Putin placed a telephone call to Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi, updating him about his meeting with US President Donald Trump in Alaska. The purpose of the call is Putin shared insight and assessment of the Alaska summit, and also both leaders reaffirmed their strategic partnership and agreed to maintain continued dialogue on global issues, including the conflict in Ukraine. And also the calls are a part of broader diplomatic outreach, where Putin engaged other leaders, including Brazil's Lula and China's Xi Jinping, to brief them to summit outcome. And also Prime Minister Modi's response, he appreciated Putin's insights and also reaffirmed India's consistent call for a peaceful resolution to the Ukraine conflict, and also emphasized the importance of India-Russia special and privileged strategic partnership and ongoing bilateral consultations. So this about that Putin called that PM Modi, okay, about his meeting with the US President in international relation and diplomacy and security and strategic affairs. Very important. Okay, that is about Russian President Putin, that is called Prime Minister Modi. Next news that is about a recent magnitude of 5.8 earthquake in Algeria. Okay, that is struck in northeastern Algeria's Tebessa province on that is 17th August approximately on 2011 local time. So the epicenter was located in 10 kilometers southeast of Negrin, as reported by Research Center in Astronomy, Astrophysics and Geophysics and local broadcaster. Okay. So the 4.7 magnitude of shock followed by the epicenter approximately 26 kilometers from southeast of Negrin, and tremor was felt in neighboring regions including Kenchela, South Aharas and El Quad. To no casualty or damage have been reported. Okay, so all that earthquakes, all that important, and geography and tectonics, plate setting and erosion plate, all that plates very important, and disaster preparedness resilience, that is low impact behavioral complicancy, all that is very important. That is a magnitude of 5.8 earthquake recently struck with the Algerian province, very important. Next point, that is about recent development on Indian potentially opening up to Chinese investment. Okay, that is Niti Aayog's Indian Premier Policy think tank has recommended allowing Chinese companies to acquire up to 24% equity. Okay, in the Indian firms without a prior governmental approval. Okay, and also this proposal aims to revive state FDI and unblock projects like BYTs, that is $1 billion EV proposal. Also in electronic sector, India is considering relaxing restrictions on Chinese investment if they come via joint ventures with the Indian partners and involve technology transfer rather than assembly only operations. Also, the broader Commerce and Industry Ministry is preparing a 100-day reform agenda to bolster investment inflows, including easing that is FDI's norms, and also relaxing neighboring country investment curbs, and also introducing more incentive for startups. Okay, this will allow Chinese firms that almost 24 stake in this international relation that governs balancing the strategic and autonomy and economic gains and multilateral and versus bilateral all that, and addressing FDI decline. So in that to improve all that, it will helpful. Okay, so that is about recent allowing of China to invest in India. Next point, that is about recent news about ejagritiplatform, that is disposal rate. The National Consumer Dispute Redressal Mechanism achieved a disposal rate of 122%, meaning more cases were resolved and then failed during that month. Similarly, 10 states and Union Territory also surpassed that the 100% disposal mark. Among them, Tamil Nadu recorded the highest, okay, at 277%, followed by Rajasthan 14%, Telangana 158%, Himachal Pradesh and Uttarakhand, Meghalaya, Kerala, Puducherry, Chhattisgarh, Uttar Pradesh, and okay. Since its launch, that is 1st January 2025, eJagriti platform has been over 2 lakh users, including NRIs, registering with the 85,531 consumer complaint filed through it by 6th August 2025. And also eJagriti that launched 1st January 2025, unified digital grievance and redressal mechanism and all. Okay, and this digitalization of justice and judicial efficiency will increase, and also inclusive access, and also systematic reforms and enhance accountability modern for wider adaptation. It is very important. Okay, it is about disposal rate of eJagriti digital grievance redressal portal and all. Okay, next point, that is about Trump Zelensky recent meet. Okay, that is US President Donald Trump hosted Ukraine President Volodymyr Zelensky at the White House. The summit attended by key European leaders was aimed at advancing peace negotiations in Russia-Ukraine conflict. Okay, that is some tone and atmosphere. The meeting was notably cordial, slightly constituting a tense summit earlier this year. Zelensky appeared in formal letter and expressed strategic gratitude and also security guarantee. Also, future meeting proposed and cautions optimism of all that skepticism and military commitment. Okay, so in this discussion focused on possible NATO-style security guarantee, and also without offering full NATO membership. European leaders supported this framework, and also Trump proposed a bilateral meeting between Zelensky and Putin, followed by trilateral summit, possibly including himself. Putin reportedly showed preliminary openness, and also European leaders welcomed the engagement, but urged a ceasefire before further talks. So, voice of all that is lingered over Trump's inconsistent stance on Putin's invasions, and also Trump reiterated that European nations would have served as the first line of defense with US support potentially via air assistance and all. Okay, that is about recent Trump-Zelensky meeting and all. Next point, that is about last point, that is recent statement by US Secretary of State Mark Rubio regarding India-Pakistan tension. Okay, so US Secretary of State Mark Rubio said that the United States keeps a close daily watch on the situation between India and Pakistan, particularly the maintenance of ceasefire after the recent hostilities. And also, he stressed that the biggest challenge is not securing a truce but sustaining it. His remarks came amid former President Donald Trump's repeated assertion that he had brokered the ceasefire. Also, Rubio claimed that US got involved directly during that India-Pakistan conflict, credited President Trump delivering peace between two nations. Okay. So in that international relation and diplomacy, that diplomatic oversight and perception of reality and balance of influence. Also security and strategic affairs, that ceasefire dynamics, role of third party diplomacy and strategic implication, very important. Okay, that is about last point, US Secretary of State Marco Rubio. Okay, statement on India and Pakistan tensions. Okay, that is about 19th August 2025 current affairs. Thank you. Support me for further videos so that I can analyze all the topics required for UPSC and all competitive exams. Thank you.